Hey, greetings folks. Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today I have an unboxing and first look at not a Nebraska, a Neakasa? Anyways, former Nita bot. Well, need a new name is what they are apparently. So this very much resembles a Tyneco to me, though I think it is technically a different company. But we are going to find out exactly what this is. They reached out to me by email and randomly sent this to me.
Or did they? After exchanging a few emails with them, apparently they didn't actually send me this product. Oh wait, no, they did. They were still unable to answer several of my questions, so judging by these responses, I think it's safe to say you can't expect much support on this product. So it's kind of like a you buy it at your own risk sort of thing. As we go forward with the review, I started this off as an unboxing, and I felt the obligation to review this product after finding out that they were going to start a KickStarter, even though they've already gotten the investment from somewhere else to start a factory and make these things.
That's everything you get with the unit. I did not get a manual, which I thought was really strange. Oh wait, sorry, you do get that battery as well. So let's kind of guess how to put this together. The unit itself looks like the handle, yeah, it plugs in right there. And then on board here, we have what looks like a clean water solution tank. Then up front here, we have a dirty water solution tank. Oh, there's some hair already in it. So yes, mine came used. Very nice of them to send a used media unit. And it looks like instead of a traditional float valve, we have some metal contacts that when the water completes the circuit, it knows it's full. And then there's like a strainer thing here as well. It's got a HEPA filter according to that. That's interesting. Yeah, it's got like a grill on there. Interesting. This is real strange. Then further in here, we got, yeah, you can see the watermarks right there on that. Again, this thing has been used and so there's some dust. It's interesting they sent me this media unit that was used. So we have some like stiff brushes along with like a real soft brush. All right, there's the brush. You push up on this tab, and there is a suction path that cleans the brush, but not the debris. Yeah, that's super weird. Okay, so this is just clear. There's no nozzle in here. It's actually sucking from this here. So it's sucking from right here. In theory, it's super weird. I think what's really weird is usually these come with like a sample size of formula. This did not. There's no formula. Again, I did not get sent a manual with this. You can see there's an on button there. A hard floor and a rug mode apparently. And we have a trigger for the water. So I really wasn't sure what to put in there. So I have some High Zero. And High Zero is a competing product, which I do recommend. Go check out my video on that. So I just threw in some High Zero fluid. We gotta test it. And what better way to test it with a little bit of expired Cholula. All right, let's see if we can pick that up. It seems to have a high and a low mode. The rug mode appears to be the high mode. So we'll try that. Well, it seemed to devour that, so that's a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my tile. So I just did my entryway with the tile, and I noticed that it's pretty wet in some areas. I don't know how well that comes out on camera, but it left the floor pretty moist and wet. Definitely not dry. Like, I'm going to use the high zero because that has become the golden standard for floor cleaners. It's not dry like the high zero. It's more like the Hoover Floor Mate if you've used one of those. This is really like a Bissell Crosswave sort of competitor. The fact that they even have a picture of a carpet with this is kind of negligent. There's no way to properly extract on carpet, and this thing, well, it's not approved by the CRI, the Carpet and Rug Institute. So I'm going to say don't do that. Don't use it on carpet just based on that. Of course, maybe this could get sent off to CRI and they could find out that it's going to test great. But because there's no actual extraction going to the carpet, it's actually just relying on this roller. I guess you could use it with like an encapsulation method, but I don't know. And you can see the roller got pretty discolored really fast. The way this thing is made. So the fit and finish is really nice, but everything on here feels cheap and not very well made. All right, we've shoved it in the self-cleaning station, which I think that's what that button does. That's really interesting. Hope you guys can see this. Ooh. Well, that was sure impressive looking. That roller's still pretty discolored. And, well, I guess that's what you're supposed to do when you're done. It did suck the stuff out of that station pretty well. And we now, yeah, as you saw, it created a small little vortex in there, and the HEPA filter is now soaking wet. I mean, it is soaking wet, so I'm going to just let all this stuff dry overnight.
So basically, when you put it in the self-clean mode, it tries to kamikaze itself into the next dimension, and water gets in the motor and past that filter, so I really wouldn't recommend using this thing in self-cleaning mode, as you can see here.
Alright, we're now at one of my slop sinks in my house. And unfortunately we're going to have to touch the dirt. As I said, this HEPA filter just got, you can see right there. When it went to the self-cleaning mode, it decided to soak its HEPA filter, which was previously dry. And the size of this HEPA filter is kind of negligible. I don't know why they don't, this should be like 4 times the size of this for a product like this. Yeah, it is a HEPA filter. It's really struggling. So we're going to set that there. And again, what I don't like is you have to reach in here to get this lint screen out. I mean, it did clean stuff off my floor. It does appear to do that as advertised. So the company claims that this can be used as a dry vacuum. Now, there's no way to shut the brush off for a regular hard floor pickup. And as you can see, well, that bin ain't very big. And this bin got really full of gunk and stuff when I was using it for wet pickup. So we're just going to see if it's possible to use this for dry pickup, which means I somehow have to use this on hard floor without hitting this trigger. So I guess I'm going to use it like so when we're vacuuming, you know, because I can't hit this trigger. So that's going to be a challenge. So I want you to listen to it when we put it on my carpet. So as you can hear, it's really not happy. Now, I vacuumed just around my kitchen and just this little section of carpet, and I want to just kind of show You can see there where all the hair got stuck. But more importantly, what I want to show, again, this is not a cyclone unit, is that all the stuff, if you ever wondered why you need to pre-vacuum before you use one of these, all this stuff was just killing the motor, just up there under the filter, as you can see right there. So that's gross, but that's there. So all the stuff just kind of basically went right into the HEPA filter and did that in. So definitely don't use this for regular vacuuming or with any sorts of large or plentiful debris. So one of the things I noticed about this is how wet it leaves the floor. It's very similar to some of the Hoover products, and the Hoover products cost a lot less than this, and we know we can get like parts and supply from Hoover. But it's definitely not as dry. Anyways, it's definitely not as dry as something like the High Zero. So keep that in mind, that this really doesn't do anything special as far as its cleaning ability. Now, the reason for it leaving the floor as wet as it does is it's trying to use the vacuum motor to suck up the water. Well, that's all great, but then it's also soaking this wet brush, which just acts like a paint roller and spreads water everywhere. So that's why, even though the vacuum motor might have a little bit of power to it, it's not going to leave the floor very dry because it's soaked this roller with fluid, and that roller is just constantly getting the floor wet. However, as far as its cleaning ability goes, it appears to be pretty decent. Again, this puts out a lot of water, so I wouldn't recommend it for delicate floors like hardwood floor, bamboo, things like that. For your engineered floor, like I'm showing right here, I don't see a problem with it. It's definitely better than a mop, but again, it's kind of behind its competition for it, especially when we start to add in the price of this thing. My final thoughts on the Neakasa are a little bit different. I wasn't planning on doing a review. I was just going to do an unboxing and a first test. But the product was so misrepresented in the advertising, and then they mentioned they were going to try to do a Kickstarter, and I really don't think anybody should be pledging their money for just another product coming from overseas that has nothing special to offer. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, if it wasn't obvious, give that a big thumbs down. So I would not recommend this product, especially considering it gets the HEPA filter wet every time you use it, which means it is sucking water into the motor. When you put it into self-cleaning mode, it tries to commit suicide. Not good for a product. The machine doesn't have a Carpet or Rug Institute certification of any sort, so I'm not even going to try it on carpet. In case you're wondering why you didn't see that in the test, I know it's not good for carpet because they haven't bothered to get the certification to even say that it could clean carpet on there. And with basically these lower extraction numbers, that suction, which is about 60 inches sealed, we know it's not really going to get deep down in the carpet anyways. And the brush roller is of questionable design with those really sharp bristles that stick out. So that's why you're not seeing a test on carpet, and that's kind of why I decided to do the review on this. Hopefully they come out with a version 2 of this sometime in the future and it's a better product. But I don't understand why they're putting it on Kickstarter when they've clearly got a factory set up in China that's already produced quite a few of these. So it seems like a dishonest Kickstarter campaign. I'm going to put a playlist up here of wet cleaning machines I do recommend. Definitely go check out performancevacuum.com, where we have a variety of other things and recommendations as well. Until next time, have yourself a wonderful day.